Words embody ego, whereas silence is the embodiment of self.
Self-related bliss alone resembles the ever-pure Ganges.
Only they attain self-realization whose breath, mind, and word merge into self.
Peace does not exist externally. It exists in the self within. Our separateness alone distances us from peace.
Self alone represents the holiest thing or satvastu. Having a relationship with it is either holy company or satsangam.
Self-knowledge or Atma Vidya alone can eradicate ignorance or avidya.
We should not contemplate the world in the name of God or self.
We are deeply rooted in name and form. Therefore, we cannot reach the nameless and formless self.
Our long-lasting ignorance is eradicated only when the sun of self-knowledge arises.
Self-knowledge arises only when the mind gets introverted.
All the tendencies get annihilated for the one whose mind constantly abides in self.
Self is beyond thoughts, words, and imaginations.
The only thing that has never been touched by the tongue, either in this world or other worlds, is self alone.
Bhagavan Sri Ramana Maharishi alone has ascended the highest peaks of spirituality even without listening to the word self.
Self is the very embodiment of Shiva, peace, light, and all the good.
Sanath Kumara said, "Only they can cross the ocean of sorrow who have attained self-realization."
Only when the feeling of I am the body alone is eradicated can we eliminate the ego.
Equanimity is achieved only by those who get released from the thoughts of I and mine.
Rebirth is inevitable as long as the source of I thought is unfound. Only he conquers death who is released from the body-bound I.
As mentioned in the question of who am I, there is no path greater than self-enquiry to eradicate the I.
The body does not have the power to say I. If it possesses the same, even the corpse should speak.
Even the person who thinks he knows everything does not know who he is.
If the I we think about and experience is true, why can't we remain natural? Why are we subject to sorrow?
We will attain self-realization when we know about the I, which acquires knowledge about every other thing.
Sri Ramana questioned, there are people who proclaim that God does not exist. But are there any people who declare they do not exist?
If you work with doership, your ignorance increases. But if you work without doership, your self-knowledge increases.
Several people may say they do not need God, but are there any who would say they do not need knowledge?
An animal may grow horizontally, and a man may grow vertically. However, there is no difference between both of them if they are devoid of self-knowledge.
As you sacrifice your little happiness for the sake of your family, you must sacrifice your pleasures for attaining self-knowledge.
Human life devoid of self-knowledge resembles a decorated corpse.
A person aspiring to self-knowledge should be more careful in this world than one who walks on the edge of a sharp razor.
There is no difference between goodness and self-knowledge.
Duality itself is fear. Duality itself is worldliness. Duality itself is ignorance. Duality itself is sorrow. A person possessing duality cannot attain the immortal state.
Whether holy men speak or write, it is only to shower their grace upon the world.
He is a Siddha Purusha who attains the self, the thing that is ever ready.
Only he is a Siddha Purusha in whose heart the world dissolves and the mind stills. Such a person's heart remains untouched by sorrow.
At whose sight you get the desire to reform yourselves and attain a good thinking faculty. Only he is eligible to be called Jnani.
In this sacred land, the value given to stone idols is not given to self-knowledge. Only stone-hearted people require stone gods.
Jnani is the embodiment of silence. It is enough if Jnani retains his body. He need not speak anything.
A yogi turns into a jnani, and a bogi becomes a rogi.
A jnani always wishes to make others also jnani. But a rich man never wishes to make his fellow men rich.
God uses the mouth of a jnani as a passage, resembling the passage utilized to send down the water stagnated on the top of a building. Therefore, it is God only who speaks through the mouth of a jnani. The body of a jnani is equivalent to a temple.
A jnani accepts the words of an atheist and rationalist in the same manner as an infant's words are accepted by its parents.
A jnani does not feel happy for those who are alive and does not mourn for the dead.
Selfless love exists only within a jnani.
Neither the world nor the body nor the mind prevails for a jnani.
An ignorant person is unaware of where God resides, whereas a jnani is unaware of where God doesn't reside.
An ignorant cannot love, whereas a jnani cannot refrain himself from loving.
The benefit done by a jnani is neither visible to our eyes nor audible to our ears. It is not perceptible by our thinking faculty.
No simile is available worldwide to describe the bliss of a jnani.
Once, a Mahatma advised Swami Chinmayananda, "Live like a monk and work like a horse."
Sri Ramakrishna said, "Though the eagles may fly very high in the sky, their sight is always on the corpse existing on the ground." Similarly, even scholars always aim to fulfill their desires and attain gold.
Gandhiji said, "It doesn't matter how careless a liar may be, but a truth-speaking man should be very careful."
Gandhiji, Swami Vivekananda, etc., accepted their lives as examinations. However, we consider our lives to be recreations.
Holy Mother Sarada said, "If you want peace of mind, do not find fault with others."
An English writer said, "The tongue of a jnani resides within his heart, whereas the heart of an ignorant resides on his tongue."
Swami Vivekananda said, "Distribute your happiness amongst others. But if you are sorrowful, forbear the same all alone at home."
Jesus said, "Don't reveal the work done by the right hand even to the left hand."
Gandhiji said, "Do not listen to the evil. Do not speak about the evil. Do not view the evil."
Nothing is comparable to self-knowledge in this world or the other worlds.
Swami Vivekananda said, "If the wisdom of this Vivekananda has to be understood, another Vivekananda has to be born."
If we perceive this creation as a play of God, sorrow cannot touch us.
Sri Valmiki Maharishi said, God has put the entire delusion of the world in the form of money.
Sri Valmiki Maharishi said, even dogs hesitate to eat the corpses of those who lack gratitude.
Gautama Buddha said, after my death, burn my corpse in the same burial ground where the dead body of a common man is burnt.
Sri Krishna said, the benefit of purity of mind is attained when the work is performed without any expectation. One has to attain liberation only through the gate called purity of mind.
Tulasidas said, a crossbar separates two rooms. If a lamp is placed on it, both the rooms get illumined. Similarly, if the name of the Lord resides in our mouth, our external and internal lives get illumined.
Yajnavalkya said, their life breath merges into Brahman, who sacrifices their tendencies along with their desires.
Sri Ramakrishna said, give up fear and shyness.
Sri Rama symbolizes self-knowledge, while Lakshmana symbolizes dispassion. There is no difference between self-knowledge and dispassion.
The mind that attains dispassion is pure, resembling the lamp in an airless place.
Sri Ramana Maharishi said, moderate food, moderate speech, moderate sleep is very good for spiritual progress.
The essence of all the scriptures is ingrained within the marital garland of letters, composed by Bhagavan Sri Ramana.
By regenerating the path of self-enquiry, Sri Ramana strengthened Hinduism to a great extent.
Even though Bhagavan Ramana mounted the throne of Advaita or non-duality, he never distanced himself from the common man.
If Arunachala comes to our remembrance, it is only due to our relation with that place in our previous births.
Remembrance of Arunachala begets joy.
People possessing beautiful hearts represent the devotees of Sri Ramana.
Everything else may get destroyed, yet self is indestructible.
కరుగా Jaya Krishna.